everyone, thank you so much for clicking on this Netflix review. The fact that you willing to sacrifice a few minutes out of your day to consume my content really does mean the world to me. And I just want you to know that I review everything Netflix based. So if you are interested in anything Netflix, then give my YouTube channel a subscribe, because I review everything new that's just been released on Netflix, and I want to be your go-to Netflix guy. And today we're going to be talking about the new Netflix series, Zero Chill. And I very rarely feel like I've wasted my time watching a series. This was... Look at my reaction. I couldn't care. I had to force myself to watch this series. This wasn't something that was so bad it's good. This was just boring, monotonous. Ugh. I'm really sorry. I don't remember the last time I've had such a negative response to a series before. I promise I'm a lot more critical in my analysis, but I did not enjoy the series in the slightest. So let me just break it down for you. Kayla and Mac are two twin siblings, and their lives have been turned upside down. Mac has been offered an opportunity to study ice hockey at a prestigious academy. And so, of course, his family's like, yes, take this opportunity, we'll move. They move from Canada to Europe, and so that he can, really see where this hockey career could take him. And so, of course, now the sister is struggling because she's had to give up her entire life and all of her dreams and all of her passions and all of her desires to make way for his dreams. And so, theoretically, this sounds great. But practically speaking, nothing is fleshed out in this series, in my opinion. The biggest issue I have with this series is the way the characters are written, as well as the plots that these characters are drawn on. All of the problems in this series could be solved so easily, but Kayla and Mac find themselves in such ridiculous, tedious situations where they think, oh, this is the solution, I'm going to come up with this elaborate plan for the solution, and it never works, and it comes back to bite them in the butt so many times, and yet they continue to make the same mistake over and over again moving forward. And it's infuriating watching them. I watch this and I go, you've just been told to stop doing this, and you're going to go do it anyway. And they don't have any redeeming qualities themselves either. You would think that as twins, their best bond is their love for one another, and that they'll stick through it for one another. Of course, twins aren't perfect. We're siblings. Sometimes we get along, sometimes we fight. But you'd think that they would actually care about one another. The first actual proper interaction between the two that seems loving and caring is in episode 5. There are 10 episodes in this series, and I really don't feel like this series earns 10 whole episodes of my attention. I know I have been incredibly negative. I'm going to give the show's positives now, and then I'm going to become a lot more critical again. Positives. The cinematography was great. It's hard to film on ice. I've tried before. It is tricky. It is difficult. They did it really well in this series, both with the ice hockey sequences and the figure skating sequences. It's done brilliantly. It really is. That's by far the highlight of this series for me. I feel like also the color grading is great. In terms of making this a visually pleasing series to watch, it's good. The set design is great. Everything from a critical point of view, from a production-based point of view, is handled brilliantly. The performances from the actors at the same time, while being a bit overboard and a bit exaggerated, are still enjoyable, and it's clearly to match the script that they've been given. I feel like the script is incredibly Disney-fied. I watch this series and I go, this is easily something that could be on Disney Channel. Maybe it's not as childish or over the top or elaborate, but it's not a far stretch to see that this is supposed to be on Disney Channel. It's definitely aimed for a higher demographic than your average Disney Channel series, but you watch this and you go, I can see, there's definitely elements in here. There's this one scene in episode 5 or 6 where they visit a hospital. It's episode 6, I think. They go to a hospital and Kayla starts interacting with these kids, and they literally feel like Disney Channel characters. Okay, I'm going to go through my list right now. I'm going to get very critical. Oh, no subtlety. There is no subtlety in this series whatsoever. They hit you in the face with every single plot device. Whenever a character has any character motivation shift or anything, they will slam that right in your face. There is nothing left up to interpretation in this movie. And I'm fine with having clear motivations and clear character archetypes. But my word, when you are spoon-fed everything and it feels like all the information is being shoved into your face, then I've got a bit of an issue with it. Oh my gosh, okay, then I've written, this only ever happens in movies. There are so many scenarios that are so devoid of any form of reality because this would only happen in a movie or series. The scene that made me write this, the first of many. So Kayla decides, I'm going to break into the ice rink at night to practice my figure skating. Cool, okay. I highly doubt that happens often, but it's not impossible. But then, at the exact same time, on the exact same night, the exact same person has the exact same idea to go to the exact same rink and do the exact same thing. I can't ever imagine that happening. Two people both breaking into the same ice rink at the exact same time. That only happens in movies. And then I wrote here as well, stupid motivations. The motivations are clear-cut because, again, the series pushes everything into your face. But some of the motivations for these characters are just so stupid. I sit here going, is this really why you want to do what you're doing? Is that really the reason? Okay, fine, go ahead. And then I mentioned that there's a lot more points on there that I feel like aren't actually worth diving into. Because I'm clearly quite annoyed. I can't believe I just dedicated 10 episodes of my life to this series. Because I genuinely believe, I know I'm not the target demographic. Do not get me wrong. I know this wasn't made for me. But I sit here thinking, who is this series made for? That's the thing. Is this series for people that are fans of ice hockey? I don't think so. Yes, there's ice hockey in here, and there's players that play ice hockey. But the story is so devoid of reality and what I believe ice hockey players to be like. When I was playing rugby, your priority is to make sure that you and your team work together. You're a functioning unit. You would think an ice hockey team would feel the same way. But no, their egos are so, and especially for a world-renowned team like this, you would think they understand the importance of being a unified team, but they're squabbling inside and incessantly to one another. Why the hell is a coach trusting these people when you can clearly see their ego drives their motivations? I know I've been very negative to the series, I know I have. But as I mentioned earlier, from a production point of view, this is a very good series. But from a storytelling point of view, I did not enjoy it at all. I thought character motivations were dumb. I feel like character interactions were dumb. I feel like the characters in general were just dumb. I really didn't enjoy this series at all. Would I recommend this series? Yes, to a small minority of people. If you enjoyed Disney Channel shows, then I would recommend you watch this. If you enjoyed figure skating shows, I wouldn't even say technically yes, because there are so many figure skating movies and series I've watched where the script is just brilliant. I wouldn't say the same of this script. I know I've been negative. I promise I'm not usually this aggressive in my reviews. I promise. But guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Do not be afraid to subscribe. And I hope to see you again in another review.